6 years ago, I died for 3 minutes and 42 seconds on the floor of my kitchen in Dayton, Ohio. The doctors brought me back. But those 3 minutes changed everything about how I see my body, my life, and what I wish I'd known decades ago. My name is Dorothy Henderson. I'm 79 years old. I need to tell you this story, not because I want sympathy, but because what happened to me is happening to thousands of women right now. Women who think they're just tired, just getting old, just having a bad day. And by the time they realize it's not just anything, it's too late. For 47 years, I was a nurse, pediatrics mostly. I took care of other people's children, held their hands through fevers and broken bones and fears in the middle of the night. I knew medicine, I knew symptoms, I knew when something was wrong, or so I thought. Because when it came to my own body, I ignored every single warning sign, every one, and I almost paid for it with my life. It started about 8 months before the heart attack. I remember the day clearly because it was my granddaughter Emma's 10th birthday party. We were at the park and I was helping set up the tables. Nothing strenuous, just moving folding chairs, hanging streamers, but I had to sit down multiple times, not because I was out of breath. My daughter Sarah noticed. "Mom, you okay? You look pale." "I'm fine," I told her. "Just didn't sleep well last night." That was the first lie I told, to her, to myself, because the truth was I'd been feeling that bone-deep exhaustion for weeks. That's what they call it now, unusual persistent fatigue. One of the most common heart attack symptoms in women over 60 that almost everyone ignores. I ignored it. I blamed everything except the truth. My heart was struggling and it was trying to tell me, but I wasn't listening. I was 73 years old. I thought being tired was just part of getting older. And because I thought that, I missed the first warning. Then came the second one, about 2 months later. I woke up one morning with this strange ache in my left shoulder blade, like I'd slept wrong. I stretched, rolled my shoulder, took some aspirin. By afternoon, it had spread to my neck, a dull, persistent tightness that wouldn't go away no matter how I moved. I mentioned it to my friend Margaret at our Wednesday bridge game. She said, "Oh, honey, it's your age. Welcome to the club." We laughed about it, compared our aches and pains like we were trading baseball cards. But this wasn't just aging. Dr. Sharon Hayes, one of the leading cardiologists studying women's heart health, has said it plainly. Women's heart attack symptoms are different, and that difference kills. It almost killed me. About a month before the heart attack, the symptoms changed again. I started feeling nauseous in the mornings, bloated. I couldn't finish my meals. My stomach just felt off. I thought it was my gallbladder. I'd had issues with it years ago. So I made an appointment with my gastroenterologist, not my cardiologist. My gastroenterologist, I told him about the bloating, the nausea, the loss of appetite. He ordered an ultrasound, ran some tests. Everything came back normal. Probably just indigestion, he said. Try cutting back on fried foods. So I did, and the symptoms didn't go away because they weren't coming from my stomach. They were coming from my heart. The American Heart Association has been trying to tell us this for years. Nausea, stomach discomfort, and bloating in older women can be early heart attack warning signs. But we don't believe it. About 3 weeks before it happened, I started having trouble sleeping, not just waking up once or twice, but lying awake for hours, feeling this strange restlessness I couldn't explain. My heart would race for no reason. I'd feel anxious, like something bad was coming, but I didn't know what. I told my daughter I was probably just lonely. My husband, Robert, had passed away 4 years earlier, and I lived alone. Sarah wanted me to see someone, a therapist. Maybe you're depressed, Mom. Maybe I was. But what I definitely was having a prolonged cardiac event that was manifesting as anxiety and insomnia. Columbia University did a study. They found that women who suffer from persistent, unexplained insomnia are 38% more likely to have a heart attack. Even women with no other risk factors. I didn't know that then. I just thought I was getting old and lonely. So I took melatonin, drank chamomile tea, and continued to ignore what my body was screaming at me to notice. Then came that Tuesday morning, October 17th, 6 years ago. I woke up feeling wrong. I made coffee, started making breakfast, and then I felt it. This pressure in my chest, not pain, pressure, like someone had placed a book on my sternum and was slowly pressing down. I stopped, put my hand on my chest, waited. It didn't go away. Then came the cold sweat. Suddenly, my whole body was drenched. My hands were freezing. My shirt was soaked, and I felt dizzy. The kitchen tilted sideways just slightly, and even then, even with all these symptoms happening at once, I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was overreacting. I told myself if I just sat down for a minute, I'd feel better. I made it to the kitchen table, sat down, and that's when everything went gray. My neighbor, Mrs. Chen, found me. We had a standing Tuesday morning coffee date, and when I didn't answer the door, she used her spare key. She called 911 immediately. The EMT said my heart had stopped. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. They shocked me twice, started it again, rushed me to Miami Valley Hospital. When I woke up in the cardiac ICU 2 days later, the cardiologist told me something that haunts me to this day. He said, "Mrs. Henderson, you had a massive heart attack, but it didn't come out of nowhere. Your body was warning you for months. Based on your symptoms, you'd been having many heart attacks for at least 6 months." I thought I had time. The doctors told me I was lucky. Lucky that Mrs. Chen found me when she did. But I don't feel lucky. I feel angry. Angry that I spent 47 years as a nurse and still didn't recognize my own heart attack symptoms. We've known for decades that heart disease kills more women than all cancers combined. We've known that women's heart attack symptoms are different from men's. We've known that women over 60 are at the highest risk, and yet somehow we're still surprised when it happens. So let me tell you what to watch for. The 10 signs I wish I'd known. First, unexplained persistent fatigue. Not just I had a long day tired, but deep bone-level exhaustion that doesn't go away with rest. The kind of tired that makes simple tasks feel impossible. Second, pain in your back, shoulders, or neck that has no clear cause. It might feel like muscle strain. It might come and go, but if it persists, especially on your left side, your heart might be trying to tell you something. Third, nausea, bloating, or feeling full, even when you haven't eaten much. If your stomach symptoms don't have an obvious explanation and they don't respond to treatment, consider your heart.
Fourth, unexplained anxiety or restlessness. That feeling that something bad is about to happen, even when nothing in your life has changed. Your nervous system knows something is wrong before your conscious mind does. Fifth, shortness of breath during normal activities. If you're getting winded making the bed or walking to the mailbox, that's not just aging. That's your heart struggling to pump blood effectively. Sixth, cold sweats that come out of nowhere. Not hot flashes, cold sweats,
often accompanied by that strange sense of dread.
Seventh, dizziness or lightheadedness, especially if it keeps coming back. Your brain needs oxygen. If your heart can't deliver it, your brain will let you know. Eighth, persistent insomnia without a clear cause. If you suddenly can't sleep and nothing has changed in your life, your body might be responding to cardiac stress. Ninth, a sudden irregular heartbeat. If your heart starts racing or skipping beats during normal activities, that's a warning sign you can't ignore. And 10th, mild chest pressure, not stabbing pain. Just this strange, uncomfortable feeling like something is sitting on your chest. It might only last a few minutes. It might not hurt at all. But it could be your heart's final warning before a major attack. I had all 10 of these symptoms, all 10, and I ignored every single one because they didn't match what I thought a heart attack should feel like. Don't make my mistake. After my heart attack, I learned that women are far more likely than men to delay seeking treatment for heart symptoms. We wait an average of 37 minutes longer than men to call 911. And in those 37 minutes, heart muscle dies. Permanent damage occurs. Survival rates plummet. 6 years later, I'm still here. I take medications every day. I go to cardiac rehab twice a week. I wear a medical alert bracelet. I've had to accept that my heart is permanently damaged, that I'll never have the energy I used to have, that I'll live the rest of my life knowing I could have prevented this. But I'm alive, and I'm using that life to tell as many women as I can. Listen to your body, trust your instincts, and for God's sake, don't wait for permission to save your own life. If you're watching this and you've been feeling off, unusually tired, or experiencing strange aches, or having trouble sleeping, please get checked. Call your doctor. Describe your symptoms. Use the words, "I'm concerned about my heart." Those specific words change how seriously you'll be taken. I think about all the women like me, the nurses and teachers and mothers and grandmothers who spent their whole lives taking care of everyone else, who learned to ignore their own needs, who died from heart attacks they saw coming but didn't believe were serious enough to matter. I think about Linda, the woman I met in cardiac rehab, who ignored 2 months of insomnia and died in her sleep at 63. About Carol, who thought her nausea was just a stomach bug and collapsed in her driveway. About Eleanor, whose family found her too late because she didn't want to bother anyone with her irregular heartbeat. These stories are not rare. They happen every single day. According to the American Heart Association, 1 in 3 women will die from cardiovascular disease. Not cancer, heart disease, and most of those deaths are preventable. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because you deserve to know the truth. Don't wait for the perfect moment to take care of yourself. Don't wait until the symptoms are unbearable. Don't wait until you're sure, because later might never come. And I'll wait and see might mean you never get the chance to see anything again. On my refrigerator, I keep a card that Emma made me when I got home from the hospital. She was 16 then. She'd written, "Grandma, thank God you're still here. Please don't ever ignore yourself again." I look at that card every morning, and I think about all the women who won't get a second chance, who won't get to see their granddaughters grow up, who won't get to make one more memory because they waited too long. I'm 79 years old now. Every day is a gift I almost didn't receive. And I'm spending that gift trying to make sure other women don't make the choices I made. I'm still here. Mrs. Chen saved my life by not ignoring her instinct that something was wrong. The EMTs saved my life by getting to me in time. The doctors saved my life with their skill and their equipment. But I could have saved my own life months earlier if I'd just listened. Don't waste your warnings the way I wasted mine. Your heart is speaking. If this helped you, share it with the women in your life, especially if they're over 60.
Leave a comment if this story resonated with you, or if you've experienced symptoms you've been ignoring. Thank you for listening.